Hello YouTube. We're back again with an everlasting summer after a little bit of a break. I'm Turner Racing, and this is my buddy Steve.
Yeah, a little bit of a break after us doing some things for ourselves and timing things because funny US timing to UK.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention moving apartments. Fun stuff.
Oh yeah, you moved.
Yeah,
How the fish, by the way?
they're actually quite nice. The 10-gallon is treating them very well. I'm gonna try to get them a buddy. It's just I want both tanks to be in good order before I do that.
Very nice. We
Because I
shall we
turned.
get into
Yep,
shall we get into game now?
yep.
Yeah. After the last episode that was podcast,
It won't be a podcast no more.
full screen mode.
Nope,
Oh,
windowed.
here we go. It simply can't. Oh yeah, we were just chasing Uljana at the end of this.
Yep.
I stopped and tried to catch my breath again. Have you thought about which girl you'd want an ending for?
I don't know, maybe I'll attempt a Slavia? Maybe I'll attempt Slavia? I don't know. Because we already did Lena.
Uh, Slavia is very simple.
Yeah, I feel like a Slavia would be good. Because we are doing this blind after all.
I can easily attempt Slavia.
Yeah, let's just try to attempt a Slavia. If not, we could just go on to another person.
No, that will be if we go Slavia to a degree and then don't do Slavia, we get Slavia bad ending, which is still
Oh,
a Slavia ending.
yeah, let's try for no bad endings here.
Yeah. Night was falling. No, that it doesn't look like it's falling in this image.
No,
It doesn't sound like it's falling either.
it's gonna be a while.
Since when the fuck do birds tweet at night time?
They don't.
Looks like I'm lost. Are you lost though? It's a bad idea to stay in the woods at night. Better get back to the camp.
He's not wrong.
However, I had absolutely no clue on which way to go. Well, gotta choose at random. I wandered for quite some time in the forest and even thought of crying for help, but finally I saw the camp's fence beyond the trees. Everything fell back into place. The bus is gone. Surely the bus is gone. I mumbled quietly.
Indeed, it is.
On the one hand, there was nothing strange about that. The bus couldn't just stay there forever. Well, it could if the engine broke.
Yeah. And I don't know if this camp has the know-how or the supplies to even fix it. I would be surprised if they did,
A
actually.
modern technological bus versus Pioneer Scout Camp.
Yeah, no.
On the other hand, it was meant it was meant it meant there was someone driving because buses do not drive themselves. Very astute observation there.
Indeed.
The
You
density is definitely not whack.
he needs to use his eyes.
Or do now he's questioning it. Now he's questioning it. Or do they?
Do you not have eyes?
This world seemed too normal, but every event here had at least two explanations for it: an ordinary, real, everyday explanation, and a surreal one. Certainly, the driver could have been off for a snack, and I left too soon, and that's why. In any case, this place is not for me. Could you pause the recording real quick?
Alright, sure.
Let's go.
Alright.
In, in any case, this is not the place for me. Whether that bus drives itself or was or not was probably an important question. But if but it was much more important to know how he had got here at all. And where here was. The fields and the woods, stretching towards the horizon, had no answers. There was nothing familiar about them. A strange, odd, and alien world. However, at the same time, it was absolutely not frightening. Either my self-preservation instinct decided to resign from its job, or all this running around the camp and the local pioneers had lulled me into held me so much with their carefree normality that I was simply forgetting that had happened to me just a couple hours ago. Although I probably just had no strength left to worry. All I wanted was some peace, calmness. I wanted to just have a break from it all. And only after that would I continue looking for answers, ready and reloaded. However, that would be some time later. What about now? Can I allow myself to relax? It got completely dark, and in any case, it was better to spend night in the camp. I was about to head back when someone came up silently from behind.
Hello. What are you doing here so late?
Dot. It was Slavya, standing before me. I was so surprised that I jumped.
So, you didn't catch Uliana, did you?
She smiled. I nodded disappointingly inside.
No wonder. No one ever has.
Yeah, she's a real rocket girl. Rocket man.
Rocket Woman.
Elton John song, boys.
Mm-hmm.
She could have found a better use for her energy than looking for adventures.
You must be hungry. You didn't manage to have dinner after all.
Indeed, I had completely forgotten about my hunger, but after these words of hers, my stomach drew attention to itself by giving a treacherous rumble. Sylvia smiled.
Let's go then.
What, is the canteen still open?
It's alright. I have the keys.
Yeah, the keys.
Yes, I have all the keys to. I have keys to all the facilities in this camp.
How come?
Well, I'm something like the camp leader's aide here.
I see. Well, let's go. It was an offer I can't refuse. When we reached the square, Slavya stopped in her tracks.
Excuse me, I should warn my roommate that I'll be late. She's so punctual herself that she'll be worried otherwise. You go on to the canteen and I'll come in a minute, alright?
Oh yeah, her 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 roommate is Miku of all people.
Oh,
Yeah, she's roommates with Miku, the most punctual person in the whole camp for some odd reason.
yeah, that's weird.
All right. I really did not expect to find somebody aside from myself here there at such a late hour. And that somebody was apparently trying to hopelessly trying to open the door. Without any secret thoughts, I walked up to the porch. The lockpicker turned out to be Alyssa. I should have probably kept off and waited. She looked at me intently for a while, then said,
Don't just stand there. Give me a hand or something.
Meaning?
Help me open the door.
Why?
'Cause I want some buns and kefir. Dinner wasn't big enough.
Um, is that really a good idea?
Aren't you hungry yourself, huh? Ulyana didn't let you have a normal dinner, did she?
She smiled sarcastically. It's true, she didn't. It's fine. Slavia will come in.
What?
I guess I shouldn't have said that.
I'm off then. And you'll pay for this. You owe me two already.
Having said that, Alyssa disappeared into the night. And what was the first one? Slavia didn't keep me waiting too long.
Is everything alright?
Yeah, why are you asking?
No reason. It's nothing.
It would be better if I didn't tell her about Alyssa. Everything's fine. I said that and immediately heard a note of dishonesty in my voice.
Well, Shall we go?
As for Slavia, she seemed to not have noticed anything. She also is slightly dense.
It's perfect.
Or at least, she was pretending she hadn't. We entered the canteen.
Wait a bit. I'll go get something.
I sat down on a chair and obediently waited my saviour. My dinner was simple. Few buns and a glass of kefir. No wonder. I bet Hunger Pioneers finished everything off. However, even that was far better than most of my usual diet. Slavia sat across the table and looked at me while I was eating. Is there something on my face?
No, just.
She smiled.
So, how did you like your first day in the camp?
Well, I don't really know. It's silly to ask someone who suddenly found himself in a different reality whether he liked the food in the canteen, the camp leader, or his assigned hut.
It's alright. You'll soon get used to it.
Slavia stared out of the window dreamily. Frankly speaking, I have no desire to get such things. But as for her, she doesn't know. Or at least she wants me to think that she doesn't. Well, all in all, it's nice here. I had some. I had to somehow break the awkward silence.
Do you think so?
She asked without any interest. Yeah, this place is so. I wanted to say retro, but I managed to hold that back. After all, it was retro for me. But what about them? It might be the only kind of life they knew. In the term life, if the term life was applicable here at all.
Man. So, how?
She watched me closely. She watched me closely as if something important depended on my answer. Well, I don't know. Lovely. Yeah, it's lovely here.
I guess you're right.
She smiled again.
It's very good that you think so.
Why?
Well, not everybody likes it here.
And what about you?
Me?
Yes.
I love it here. It's great.
Then you don't need to worry about what other people think.
Well, I don't really worry.
Slavia laughed. The conversation seemed to be leading me far astray from where I wanted to get to.
And you're worried yourself.
Really? Why do you say so?
Well, when someone is chewing so intensely,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
I couldn't bring myself to be more cautious around this girl. But why her in particular? Why not any of the other local inhabitants? Every one of them looked completely normal to me. Precisely. Normal. So normal it sends chills down my spine and into my marrow. Normal, not like neighbour with a power drill in one hand and subwoofer in the other. Not like a passenger you can often meet in a subway or on public transport. So not like not like Iggy Pop. He is the passenger. Not like a co-worker at the next table in an open plan office.
Man, does that bring back memories?
And not even like a friend who only differs from other humans in his constant insistence. All of them looked normal, as if I would expect them to be, with their own downsides, but without any superpowers. And Slavia was also cute. I glanced at her stealthily, not knowing what to say.
I'm sorry, I wanted to show you the camp, but was ran off my feed.
I didn't miss anything while on my own, I guess.
Are you sure you haven't missed anything at all?
She smiled so brightly that I had to drop my eyes in confusion. Well, how would I know? It's my first day here.
Okay, and what have you seen so far?
Seen the square, this canteen, the football field.
And what about the beach?
Just from afar. I am Jafar. Jafar from afar.
Jafar. You should really go there. Or let's do it together.
Yeah, okay, we will. Her naturalness started to scare me. But then I thought, what if everything that happens here is how it's supposed to be? And this world looks strange only to me. Well, for them, it is normal. Maybe I was thrown into the past. Yes, that would explain a lot. Can I ask a stupid question?
No.
Slavia smiled and stood up from the table.
It's late. Can you find the way to Olga's by yourself?
Of course I can, but why should I go there?
She'll settle you with someone.
What for? Probably this question seems stupid because Slavia burst into a good-natured laughter.
You need to sleep somewhere, right?
That makes sense. It does in fact make sense.
Yes. Fine. I'll be off then. Good night.
No, it's strange that she left in such a hurry. A bundle of keys in the door lock caught my attention. I was gonna, I was gonna catch up to Slavia, but where does she live? And knocking on every door during the middle of the night didn't sound like a bright idea.
So, what are we gonna do here?
Uh, this is a. I would. Mm, th- uh, we take the keys.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's take some initiative.
I better take them. I'll give them back tomorrow because who knows what happens here at night. But such thoughts gave me chills. It's me who needs to be careful here in this place. The night, though dark, wasn't silent at all. One could hear chirping crickets, the songs of the night birds, rustling trees from everywhere. A sudden desire to follow Slavia's advice and go to the camp leader's cabin appeared. I don't know why, but the sight of the unknown bronze builder of communism put me in a constructive mood.
Heh.
Constructive. Very funny. I sat on the bench and started to recall everything that happened today. That was all my constructive mood could offer. Here was much brighter than the near canteen, and tardy pioneers were running by, so this place didn't seem scary at all. summer camp. Bus, summer camp, girls. I was so tired from everything new and strange that I could not come up with a single explanation for what was going on. I heard a barely noticeable rustle nearby. I shivered and looked in that direction. A girl. Reading a book. Lena. I decided to move closer and talk. She was the only person I had met around here without exchanging even a few words. Hi, what are you reading? Lena was so surprised that she even jumped. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
Never mind.
She blushed and stared at the book again. So, what are you reading? On the cover was written Gone with the Wind.
We're just gonna let her be.
Yeah, keep silent, let her do her own thing.
Let her be.
Honestly speaking, I haven't read it, but I think such literature suits her very well. Lena didn't seem to be interested in continuing the conversation. Well, if I'm bothering you.
No.
She answered whilst still looking at the book. Can I sit beside you for a while?
Why?
And really, why? Maybe because I was very tired and having company is better than being alone. And maybe I wanted to try to find something out from her. I carefully examined Lena. But no, I doubt that. Well, I don't know. I'm not allowed to?
Feel free.
But if I'm bothering you,
No, you're not.
I can leave. Just say.
Everything's alright.
Okay then. I sat on the end of the bench carefully. After such an intense talk, staying here was the last thing I wanted. But it would be nice just to stand up and leave. That didn't really go well, huh? Lane hasn't answered anything. It seemed I made a fool out of myself. I bet if Uliana was here, she'd have a good laugh at me. You enjoy being here? I recalled Slavya's question and thought it would be a good start for a conversation.
Yes.
She smiled slightly. That is the me line of things. Quite literally saying just yes to a question
Yeah.
that requires so much more. I guess I like it too. Lena definitely isn't very sociable. Probably can't carry on a meaningless conversation as easy as Slavia. But there was something about her that attracted my attention. Not in this playthrough, it doesn't.
No.
Like a momentary glimpse of a reflection in the glass of a rainy autumn evening, which makes you turn around and stare into darkness, searching for something that you saw in the corner of your eye. Of course, you weren't able to distinguish or understand what it was, but it still feels so tempting. Lena was still reading the book without paying any attention to my presence. And I had no intention of asking her anything about this camp or this world in general. Beautiful night.
Yes.
How in the world would you start a conversation with her? Not like this.
Nope. You just leave her to her book and that's it. You walk away.
Just walk.
It's late. I have to go. Well, somebody's walking.
I'm walking.
She's
you
walking
gave me
here.
the you gave me the opportunity to say that.
And it was
Therefore, I
perfect.
grab.
You grabbed it.
Yes, it's quite late.
Good night.
It is, in fact, quite late.
Very late. I guess for you.
2 in the morning.
Yes.
Night. There was something strange about this girl. Maybe you shouldn't look into these things, sir.
Yeah, just leave her be.
At first glance, she isn't the typical. She is the typical shy and modest pioneer girl, but the mystery of Elena took its own place in a massive list of mysteries about this camp, which she had started to put together in my head. A lazy evening. There's nothing like a good time with nothing to do. I headed towards Olga's cabin. The light in the house was on.
Hello, Semyon. You're quite late.
Yeah. I went for a walk around the camp.
Alright. You will be sleeping here.
You will be sleeping here. She pointed a finger at one of the beds. Very upfront.
Direct, straightforward.
Very. Right here. I was a bit surprised.
Yeah? Is something wrong? We are out of free cabins anyway.
The camp leader smiled, but I rather think it was out of politeness.
You do want to be a decent pioneer, don't you?
There was a clear emphasis on the word decent. Yep, sure. I was lost in thought for a moment. We're getting to the point where I'm going to fucking cringe reading lines.
It's Semyon, what do you expect?
Don't you mind it, mademoiselle?
Oh.
I am feeling grim. She looked at me oddly. With surprise and some offence in her eyes.
A pioneer should respect their elders.
Man ain't looked in a mirror this whole time. Olga said strictly. Of course you should. No one argues with that. Apart from your mind.
Yep.
I believe at not realizing what was wrong.
Shouldn't you also?
She stared at me. Under such a gaze, even mithril forged by the best dwarf masters from the deepest dungeons would melt. Oh, I am losing it. This man is making me want to die.
This dude.
Should I what? What's up, Toots? Oh,
Ah.
annoyance and a lack of understanding made me raise my voice. You are on.
Bruh. You must address adults appropriately.
Yes, of course. There are a lot of strange things here. But this girl is just a couple years older than me. No, no, no.
Don't.
Or maybe even your. This man does not understand his situation.
Ugh.
The density it's packing. We shall.
Alright. You already read that, right?
I've already read it, yeah.
Okay.
But I decided not to argue. While just a few minutes ago I would never have called her an adult, I have to admit she was also given a strong character. Strong character.
Not
And
strong
in
enough
any
to be
case,
an
I
option.
wasn't in any position to argue. Let's just say, Mom. I mumbled. Man is about to become a mumble rapper.
Oh god. Oh no.
The Semyon mumble rap.
Oh god, no. Oh, that's painful. That's painful. That's much better. That is how a decent pioneer should conduct himself. And now it's time to sleep.
Honestly speaking, I was going to become neither a decent nor indecent pioneer. You are in fact going to be, whether you like it or not.
You'll be a pioneer regardless.
Just yesterday, I wasn't going to become a pioneer at all. But do I have a choice now? No, you have zero choice in this matter.
You have to.
If you don't want to, we'll have to make you. This is our motto. Olga was probably going to use.
That's what it is.
It is what it is.
Indeed.
I climbed onto the bed and closed my eyes only to realize how tired I was after today. Something hammered my head awfully, as if my brain started a night shift. And I seemed to be aimed more at rolling steel than working on something more sensitive. The bus flew through my mind. And the square with the monument. The canteen full of pioneers. And the malicious face of Uliana. Slavia. Lena. Even recalling it, Alyssa didn't give me too much of a negative feeling. What if I'm here for good?
And we are on to day two. Are we gonna call it here?
What's the what is the thing looking at the actual time?
52 minutes.
Yeah, that'll do.